In this devlog, I bring in the man himself, Duck-Stalin. I also write the story for my indie game, and I worked a bit on programming an actual order system to tell this story. But first, meet Duck-Stalin, the main antagonist of my political strategy horror indie game. Yes, he'll be the main antagonist here, because he'll torture you if you disobey him. And he'll throw you into the middle of Siberia for you to freeze. This is the game over cutscene, so yeah, the little dude's not gonna have a fun time in the middle of Siberia. Or you can be his lucky friend by doing what he says. This is my favorite cutscene I have of him right now, where you get to Photoshop the infamous Yezhov photo. I just love the irony that back in the day, Stalin had this image originally photoshopped, so that today, I could Photoshop it to turn him into a duck, so that you can Photoshop it in my game and put yourself in. I don't know why, I just love this freaking cutscene. The original image is in the public domain, so I can use it like this. So, I still haven't actually added any dialogue for Duck-Stalin yet. Do you think I should voice act for him? Like, I'm pretty confident with talking into the mic like I'm doing right now. It's just that he won't sound like 1, Stalin, or 2, a duck. He'll just sound like an Australian man. Or I'll just put in some random duck sounds for him. We'll see what I do with him. So, with the introduction of the main antagonist Duck-Stalin, I've also been making the actual story and order system that showcases this story to the player. So, what should the story be for this game about the Soviet Duck Union? Well, if you didn't know, there was actually a real-life Soviet Union. Stalin was a real person and not just a made-up duck guy I created. So yeah, what if I just took the story from the real Soviet Union? And that's what I did. The entire story is just yoinked from real history. It's a history game now, guys. It's a comedy, political strategy, horror history game. There is some alternate history aspects going on, mainly that Duck-Stalin himself doesn't die when he historically should, and this is because I CBF during a Duck Khrushchev.
Damn it! Colt red-handed.
Also, there'll be like 5 different endings, only one of them being historical. This is more getting alt history when you're actually getting the endings themselves, so the story beforehand will cover historical events such as all the multiple different 5-year plans, the invasion of Finland, or the assassination of Duck Trotsky, or it'll even go much further, such as to events such as the Cuban Missile Crisis, or going big into the space race, because one of the endings is a science victory where it involves the space race. It'll go much later than when the real Stalin died, but again, in this game, there's gotta be some creative liberties, such as me only wanting to have one main antagonist, so he'll stay around for that very reason. The story's told through multiple mechanics. Say there's cutscenes, which involve the player input. You saw before the purging Photoshop cutscene, basically the player's just spamming space to do this Photoshop. Another example is the Winter War cutscene, where the player has to snipe finish ducks just by pressing space. These cutscenes don't impact the gameplay as much. They're gonna impact the overall world story, which is told through differing stuff like a kill-death ratio and a simple map, which will just, I don't know, show like Mexico is red and communist. This map will be in the next devlog, so subscribe for that. Subscribe. But the main gameplay will have you create orders for 3 different branches: military science and the labor branch. This labor branch will hold other stuff like diplomacy and spies. I had to limit it to 3 main branches so that I could fit it all onto this ledger page here. But it fits. So these orders were originally automatically generated in my older versions, but now they're just manually created by me to suit the order's needs. Say you need to send out like 60 ducks to invade Finland. I'm still trying to balance these orders. I pretty much streamlined the coding process for now though. It's all on balancing the daily orders. And this order system was a coding system that I coded. In simple terms, there's 3 different arrays, each containing the branch's orders for that day. When you send out a duck, they're checked if they're in any of these arrays, and if so, it gets removed. Simple, and I just pray it doesn't break. But the coding system is done, and now it's on balancing the daily orders, like how many ducks does it take to construct a canal? Genuine question that I need to know. And that's all I did for the past couple of weeks. Honestly, thinking of a story and a gameplay loop to progress this story has been pretty tough. I'm pretty burnt out from this project right now. I'm surprised I've come this far. It's been 3 months now since starting this game. Normally I'd move on to a new project after fucking 1 month or so. So, thanks for watching if you do. Bye bye everyone.